This is Sulaiman K AlAlawi, an Emirati citizen who lives in the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi. Sulaiman is coffee. I'm a coffee professional, CQI certified, Q Arabica grader. This is like the highest respected certificate in the coffee industry. It's announced worldwide. You can use it anywhere in the world, and I am the last year cup taster champion.
Hi everyone, it's Arthur from Zimmer on our latest video podcast interview with the one and only Sulaiman K AlAlawi, all the way in Abu Dhabi. I've been following Sulaiman on Instagram for quite a while now. His Instagram handle is @SulaimanK.S. And the main reason I've been following him is, as some of you probably I used to have a baby gadget. I used to grind my own beans, AeroPress. I love making coffee. And your coffee videos, I'm sure that they're viral. You've got over 27,000 followers on Instagram. But your videos for where you make the coffee are just fantastic. Your travel vlogs, we'll come on to that. But Mr. Sulaiman, Assalamu alaikum. It's an honor for me to actually speak with you, and there's a few more exciting things I'm going to share with the audience later on. But please go ahead, introduce yourself to the audience.
Sure. So this is Sulaiman K AlAlawi, an Emirati citizen who lives in the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi. Sulaiman is multiple things. If I describe myself, Sulaiman is an energy that cannot be formed. So even though we'll come later to the point where I'm opening my store, and the store even I called it things, because I cannot be restricted by such a sort of energy or vibe. So I like to explore, I like to do multiple things, and I like to give myself an opportunity to try if I click in terms of anything that I liked out of sudden. Sometimes you like something without a specific reason and you don't understand why. But when you give yourself a chance, boom, you find yourself somewhere. And yeah, this is me. Sulaiman is coffee. I'm a coffee professional, CQI certified, Q Arabica grader. This is like the highest respected certificate in the coffee industry. It's announced worldwide. You can use it anywhere in the world, and I am the last year cup taster champion.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a journey. It was fun, and mainly if Sulaiman liked something, I go back to point zero and try to dig and explore what's going on. I start to build it step by step. And this is how I end up with my big speakers. so yeah.
So coming on to coffee, I mean, your videos. Honestly, I've sat there, just sitting there, staring at the videos. My wife says, "What on earth are you doing? Get up and do something." I said, "Oh, you've got to see this guy's videos. They're just enchanting. Even watching the when you pour the coffee and just see the filtration process." Anyone who loves the art of brewing, that they're such wonderful videos.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So I guess the challenge is, apart from making your own coffee, are you able to go to a normal coffee chain coffee shop and enjoy a cup of coffee?
That's a good question. The answer is absolutely yes, because because you always grow, you always learn more when you jump out of your comfort zone and you experience others things to know where you are in terms of a position. And when it comes to coffee, to me, it's an experience. Some people like it sour, some people like it bitter, some people like it dark, medium, light. So when a person, like an example, if I travel to let's say Japan. I was in Japan recently. So I go to a coffee shop, they give me a cup of like Americano, and it's like dark roast. I think most of the people who are in the section of specialty coffee, such as what I do, they will complain this is like non-efficiently roasted. But the way how I will perceive it is that he's just sold me a piece of his preference and culture and identity. So I would just enjoy it. Throughout my whole years of experiences in the coffee industry, I have never complained about even a cup of coffee. I do that when I'm using my qualification to criticize the coffee, to decide like the farmer did a good job, or this coffee is really bad, or he's just selling you like some sort of rubbish, because it does happen, and in this specific situation have to be a little bit tough, because you cannot come. I think if you coming back to the big boys behind you, if you as Atif, so like a different speaker that have some technical issue, you'll have to mention it. You cannot say, I love music, I cannot complain. Now it's coming in a technical report. But yeah, it's very easy for me to go out and drink coffee. So when I see you have to brew me my coffee, so no pressure.
I think you're very, very generous and very forgiving. I have been known to send an Americano back 3 times because it didn't have enough shots in it. There's too much water. And for me, I'm very simple. Look, if I ask for something and I know the standard that should be made, I just expect that thing to be in front of me. If it differs, if it goes against what I asked for, I feel I'm in my own right. Please make it again according to the standard. But I think you're very forgiving.
Absolutely. In customer service, that's your 100% right. I mean, you cannot just jump in a restaurant and ask for a medium steak and they give you well done. So you drove your car, you jumped out of your house, you went to the restaurant specifically for this and you paid for it, so you expect no less. So I don't blame you. I'm not saying you're... So yeah, I understand. But maybe I'm a little bit forgiven, maybe. Yeah.
Now, you've got a Rocket coffee machine, haven't you?
Yeah, the Rocket R91. Yeah.
And
fantastic features.
Yeah, it's a great machine. And now, just for the viewers, just to understand the setup a bit more. So the videos that I've seen, you host various guests in. Just describe the place to me. Is this an office? Is this your home? Where is this famous place, this Medina of coffee brewing that people come to and have such a good time?
Yeah, let me give a little bit exclusive details to you. It's gonna be a little bit surprising, especially for the Western audience. So the place is a house, but it's not just like one small apartment or one floor apartment. This is like a big family compound where it's like 5 villas I'm living at, and I got one side is for me. So I live with all around like parents, father, mother, and brothers. So I got my own section, and the way I enter it is that you have to take a wooden door, and then you have to take a little tiny stairs up, and then you will you feel like you're disconnected from whatever you saw earlier, because everything on the outer side is a little bit modern, different design, and once you jump in, everything starts to get gothic, a bit rusty, vintage. You know the vibe. You saw the photo. So that's why I call it a cave. Wow. So when someone comes to drink coffee, they mainly have to pass by my house, the whole family house, and which is I find it a pleasure of fun. Sometimes they meet the parents, they greet and meet. Yeah.
What a beautiful setup. And I'm not joking. If anyone listening to the podcast or watching this, if you travel to Abu Dhabi, there's some amazing places to go and visit, the Sheikh Zayed Mosque and Formula One World and all these places. But you have to put this towards the top of your list. A visit to come and have a coffee experience.
Please, yeah, everyone is welcome. You can reach me out through an email, phone number, or even the Instagram page. I had a very interesting recently. I had a very funny situation. I had a small pop-up in Dubai, and then the ambassador of Paraguay approached, and he said, I would like to have a V60 filter coffee. And he said, I've been waiting for too long to try your coffee. I was surprised. Is he just complimenting just out of nothing? And then I realized he's following me on Instagram, after that, he even visited me at home. So it was a place where I just host friends and stuff. And that day, I told my father. My father is the big officer in a police. So I told him, the ambassador of Paraguay is coming to visit me at home. He said, "Why? What happened?" So, it was like a bit formal. What happened? Say, he's coming to drink coffee. He said he left all his duty to come drink coffee at your place. He said it. So what can I do?
I mean, that's
I do have his Polaroid. Yeah, and I do have his Polaroid. As you can see, everyone who visits me, I take a Polaroid shot and I put it in the visitor list. So I do have his Polaroid.
And you've had some quite extraordinary guests. I think Bill Quick from the famous Norwegian group, he was with you recently. Yeah, Bilal was with you recently.
Also, his brother visited me, Sulaiman. His twin brother also. They're in Abu Dhabi now. I think maybe we might have a chance to catch up again. So we'll see.
Yes. And now, apart from obviously coffee being a huge passion of yours, you've got the coolest spectacles and a great collection that I've seen on Instagram. So I saw one of your videos recently where again I think you had a collaboration with a cool shop that sells frames, and you were there brewing wonderful coffee. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So this sunglasses been big part of my identity of who I am. And the region where I grew up and I'm living, we always wear this. What you guys see is the white. It's a traditional dress that we still wear it up to the days as a pride of our culture and thing. It doesn't have to do anything with the religion. It's just a cultural outfit. I can change. And I think if you jump to my Instagram page, you can see that I get some sense of style. I need to show off. Yeah. besides
Check the latest one, guys. He's got a funky jacket, some funky shoes going on. You'll love it.
That was the jacket. I designed it, and the sunglasses. It was my own design as well.
Amazing.
So we'll go back to that one, but we go back later on to that one. So the love of eyewear started because we always wear white. There is no such a way to show off your sense of fashion or to be a bit funky. And people mainly do watches. They go crazy with watches, and I'm very simple. I always do Apple Watch to track up my health and my cardio and whatever. So I found it very interesting to go with an eyewear. And it's a funny thing that it's the story started when I was at the age of 13 or 14, where I was thinking I would love to look older than my age. So I bought a little bit like a aviator spec, and then I put just the protection lenses, and then I wear it. And a very fun fact, and again an exclusive information for you, my friend, is that my eyes are full power. I don't even need the glasses to see. I can see without. I just wear it because I just do the protection, and that's it.
Wow.
And besides that, the sunglasses, the crazy sunglasses. Yeah.
Wow, that's definitely exclusive. Wow. Okay. So you let one secret out the back. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now one thing that, and I reached out to you on Instagram just to compliment you on is your videography and photography is wonderful. And I think I asked you that, particularly the filming you did on your recent trip to Tokyo.
Yeah.
And I said, I love the way you film what you're up to. What filter do you use? And tell me the secrets. And you told me, well, you said it's to do with the exposure, but where did you learn your art of mastering photography using your phone?
It's a very funky question. I think it can have a lot of answers, but people always say if you have a person who is a good on the psychology side who can explain your identity, you understand more about yourself. And recently I met a very interesting lady. She was with her husband, and she said when she entered the place, she was like, Sulaiman, you are using more than 100% of your sensories. Everything you do is about sensory, because I got coffee is about sensory, smelling and tasting. And then I cook is about also tasting. And then music is about hearing. And then glasses is about seeing. And I think this can be one of the reasons, and I find it very true, because I do pay attention not to the object that is shown. I try to pay attention to the details that are hidden, that not anyone can see. So I try to preserve more around me, and I like to spend a lot of time being a little bit silent, listening to music, and just look around me. So this allows me to receive a lot of things that you miss when you just walk by. So I think that's one of the reasons. So I just pick the angles, because to me, when I wake up in the morning to drink my coffee, I have a specific spot I have to sit, and it has to be ingredients of my coffee setup, and then the speaker, and then the turntable, the amplifier. I have to see it all, and in front of me is my roasting machine, and then I'll sit, and then my wife in front of me for sure.
No, I was going to ask you, who's your secret videographer when you're particularly on the more recent reels? There's an amazing video of you sitting on the patio overlooking the mountains with your little sort of gas canister to make coffee outdoors. And also the one with Bilal visiting recently. Who does your videography on those sections? Yeah.
So mainly if it's a stand, if the video was in a stand and a like stable motion, it's not in a moving motion, I use a tripod. If it's moving, then it's my poor wife, unfortunately. She has to run after me.
She's very gifted. She's very good.
Yeah. I'm proud of her. She's a very talented person, a very nice architect, and she's a chemist engineer also. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now we're getting serious. You're, and again, coming back to the videography, because I obviously, I love movies. I love cinematography. And again, one of the brilliant videos you did, you used the theme tune from Taxi Driver. And you probably know more than any, it just suddenly brought me back to watching that film again, the whole vibe.
Yeah.
And the music that you choose, particularly the shots that you did in Tokyo, they were magnificent. And I think you just explained it, that you see essences of stuff really sort of slowed down, and you see detail ongoing that you think, if I were to just sit here and turn off all the noise and just observe and slow time down, this is what I would capture. Is that right?
It is very right. It's true. It's about slow down moment. Exactly. Sometimes I would just chill and try to stare at people and be alive more in the moment. And if I really liked it, I would love to capture a small part of it and then come back again to reality and chill and see, because you understand more. And again, coming back, I did a crazy but a bit scary experimental thing where I didn't speak for almost a month. I just put headphones on daily basis. I would just preserve around me. And I realized that the body language is a universal language. Sometimes if I unplug my headphones, I would listen to the conversation. I would say, sorry, but that's bullshit. They are not saying this. What I understand from their body language is totally different. So it was scary because what you can preserve throughout your eyes and the body language and the surrounding around you is a lot. It's a lot. This is a whole universal language. And I always ask myself in the old times, how do they used to communicate with that languages? I think now I know, because it says a lot. It really says a lot. Everything around us is alive, and you can feel it and sense it and experience it.
What an extraordinary experiment and self-reflection to go through. But when you did that, did you pre-warn your family? How did they handle
that? So it was during the pandemic where I had to go to work for a full month and stay there. So I was away from family. It's just me, daytime, go see my co-worker at the office, done with work, and then back to the room. And then I got the accommodation around, like I do some cardio, skateboarding. I do love to skateboard as well, and cycling or just walking, jogging. So it was the halftime at the office. They all know. I would just done everything I have to get done, because now communication, everything goes through email, and then I'll just cruise around and enjoy preserving a lot of information rather than just giving. I felt like I was full and tight with a lot of things. There were like specific certain points where for sure you have to talk and communicate. But the major percent, I was like, pop, silent. I'm just looking around and preserving and I did film a lot of fantastic videos during that period, which I cannot share it because it has the work uniform, but I can share it with you later on. Because it has the work uniform, so it's illegal to share it. Yeah.
And are you allowed to? So apart from being a wonderful filmmaker and an amazing coffee connoisseur and barista in your own right, are you allowed to reveal what is actually your day job?
I'm in the phase of taking the full boat of me doing my own things, not just having a daily work. And I feel like it's a very tight point to take the decision, but I am finding it a bit very easy as I planned and studied everything. But Sulaiman studied mechanical engineering, and I used to work in the oil and gas industry for around 6-7 years.
Wow. And I mean, towards I think I'll ask you later on what plans Sulaiman has got later on for us. Now, you also appreciate good food and you love good cuisine, and you go to some nice fancy restaurants in Abu Dhabi. So tell us about the restaurant you visited and about an extraordinary experience that you had recently.
Oh, recently, that's a very nice question, because my favorite are the Asian cuisines, the Japanese, Thai, and some others. But recently, I unlocked a new hobby in terms of food. Is that I met a nice old couple in Thailand. They were Indian, and they were with their daughter. So I met 3 fantastic people in Thailand. That was me with my wife. So they turned out to be amazing people. We spent like a couple of days with them in Thailand, and after 7 months, they just visit me here in the UAE. They run a big cars factory. They manufacture big machinery and stuff. So big people. So when they did visit me, I felt there was a pressure on my back because they are vegetarian. So I was like, what should I get for them? What should we cook for them? What should we do? So we started to do the research, me and my wife, where are places to take them? What are the good places to do for vegetarian stuff? So for the whole last week, I was eating almost totally vegetarian. So, and I was amazed. It was super nice. I loved it. It's my new hobby now, the vegetarian Indian food. The paneer, all the other stuff, and dal makhani. Oh my God, I'm starving now. I need to go find some vegetarian food. It was super nice, super delicious, super tasty. You really appreciate the flavor, the natural flavors. It was just out of the world. And I think it's my new recent hobby, is vegetarian food, Indian specifically. Yeah.
And in one of the if people haven't seen this on Instagram recently, one of your recent visits to as I mentioned before, quite a fancy restaurant, you had something extra other than dessert when you as a surprise, didn't you?
Yeah, the time when I met him in HANS.
There we go. So tell us what happened there. What was all that about?
So the reality was more than the video. And again, these are things I didn't post or I never talk about. So you saw my recent trip to Japan. Before I traveled to Japan, I booked Ludovico Einaudi concert, the Italian pianist and composer. You saw I was in his concert like a couple of days ago. And then Hans Zimmer was 10 days prior, or I think 2 weeks prior, Ludovico. But my trip in Japan was supposed to be in that period where I will be out of the country. And I was so upset that because I will be in Japan, so I cannot attend Hans Zimmer. And I really love this guy. When it comes to Hans Zimmer and Ludovico, they have a major impact to Sulaiman's life, to me as an individual person throughout my life circumstances. So, but then due to the business I'm doing, I had no choice but to change the date of my Japan trip. And I made it a bit earlier. And then I realized that after a couple of weeks when I'm in Japan, said, oh, so I can't book Hans Zimmer ticket. I rushed to the website. It was sold out.
Yeah.
So I was super upset. And when I was with Bilal Quick, the guy from the dance crew.
Right.
I met him day before when we went to that restaurant, and I told him, I was just complaining. I said, Bilal, I'm super upset. Yeah, but I was looking at the video of Hans Zimmer concert. I told him, I'm really depressed that I couldn't make it.
Oh,
I
no.
tried. I told him the story, and I was like, super. If you ask Bilal, he will laugh. He will burst laughing because he witnessed it all. And I was like, I'm really depressed and upset that I couldn't do it. He said, yeah, but you still see Ludovica and blah, blah, blah. So the next day, we jump in the restaurant. I pick him up. We jump in the restaurant. We sit. He looked at me close and he said, Sulaiman, Hans Zimmer is sitting right behind you. I was like, no way. I swear I couldn't even eat the food in my hand and my mouth. I've never fanboyed any celebrity, and I've never idolized such a person this much. And I lost it all. I freeze my whole body. I was chill. Like Hans Zimmer is sitting behind. I even look at him. I was like, boom. And then I asked him to take some pictures. Take some picture. Wait, I want to see, is it really him? And I was absolutely blown away. But it was a fantastic meeting. I couldn't really eat because I waited for him. I was a bit polite. I didn't jump on him, so I waited for him until he finished his meal. And then when he walked out, I just followed him and asked him for a picture. His reception to me was super cool and even way beyond my expectation. He was super fun. And I remember my friend Bilal told him he didn't eat while we're trying to take the video. He said he didn't eat because he saw you. And I was trying, at that moment, I was blacked out. Like, I don't just hear anything. I tried to handshake Hans Zimmer, and he pulled out his hand. He didn't handshake my hand. I felt like, why he did that? But then I heard say, you didn't eat, no, after. And then he jumped and hugged me as a sort of a joke. And then that cooled me down. I was like, wow. So he was super kind. I didn't expect him to be this much kind. He was super kind, settled down to earth. And I felt like I know this guy from before. He was like, he didn't eat. I will not handshake you. You go eat and come back first. And then he hugged me as you saw in the video that I posted.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic moment. I even got the opportunity to story. Yeah. Then I got the opportunity to grab his signature. I do have it in one is his vinyl. Unfortunately, the signature was in a piece of napkin only. I didn't have a paper or something at that time. And I have the pen that he used. I do have it there. I can take you after in a tour to the cave so we can see. Yeah.
I mean, that's what an incredible story. Wow, yeah. that is incredible. And in terms of, and it's funny. I mean, in that situation, you know, what's going through your mind? I want to go and say hello, but then I don't want to interrupt what they're doing. But you know, when they leave the restaurant, do I get up and run outside it? Is there going to be security waiting to stop me from meeting him? All these go through your mind.
Exactly. And I remember when I came back, holding his signature, and my smile is up to my ears. I saw two people sitting, and then they were talking to each other. Should I go? I said, I don't even know them. First time I meet them, I said, it doesn't happen every day. If you miss it, you miss it forever. Get off your chairs, go take a picture, do whatever, meet him, say hi. And then they jump, they run, and they came back. They said, thank you so much. We did it. Yeah, we met him. We took a couple pictures with him, and because he looked when he preserved the regular rest face, you feel like he's a serious person and a bit tough person. But when he just talked to him, he's very down to earth, very nice person, and very easygoing.
That's fabulous. And I mean, when I saw the video, to me, I got the impression that he knew who you were.
Yeah.
Was that the case? Did he recognize you, or had he seen you, or? Well, now he's
no. He was. Yeah, I hope. But no, it was the first time to see him in person, so that's why I was surprised how sweet and kind he was. He was just down to earth, and even the fact that when I wanted just a handshake, he refused the handshake and he hugged me. So he was super fun, kind, and it was a fun moment.
And of course, you must have invited him to come and sample some coffee next time you visit.
What is that?
I said you must have invited him to come and try your coffee next time you visit.
Oh yeah. I hope I can make him coffee. Yeah, I hope. To show
Oh,
the real
wow.
stuff we do. Yeah.
That's an amazing, wonderful story. Now, another thing, I think we started communication on Instagram when you were showing your fabulous setup. And you have such a cool vibe, you know, where you serve your guests and friends. And then I saw the pair of really cool speakers on the floor, standing speakers on the vinyl and the turntable. I think I made a cheeky comment and I said, oh, you know, you need to consider a different pair of speakers. And then
that require the big boys behind you require a bigger cash flow. So yeah.
Oh no. And then I just asked you, have you heard of a Steinway pair of speakers? And you said you hadn't, and that you were interested. And so I think that's when I got in touch with the guys at Icon House. And you know, thank you very much to them for organizing. You went with your wife, your friend and his wife. And I think it's only a week or 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
It was a week ago only, yeah. It was a
week ago. So now I've never been there. I've only seen the images on the internet. How was just describe the experience to us. What happened? What did you listen to? And tell me about your experience.
The experience, to describe the perfect describe for the experience is that it's indescribable, because it was out of the world. It was amazing. I was literally blown away to the high tech the speakers use. Honestly, that's I don't own the speaker. I am not working with any connection with the speaker. I'm just giving an honest opinion. I mean, the technology it has. First I have to clarify. We experienced the one behind you, which I cannot recall the name, but then we experienced the one that's a little bit smaller with the open.
Yeah.
And both were in the open back to get the reflection. They explained that can get the reflection of the buzz, so it can explode throughout the whole room. And then we did the home cinema. Everything was top notch. And the fact, beside the clarity, quality, and everything, it was the tiny details. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm a person who like to see the unseen. And then the nice ropes lines through the speaker that is inspired by the piano. And because the Steinway is a company, the mother company that produce pianos and stuff. So I was blown away that you don't just plug an adapter or stream or a phone or vinyl and just stream music. You get through a whole history, a whole experience, a whole details, a whole thing that makes sense all in together. And this beauty you have to dig through to understand and see. It's not something like when you see a speaker, you just preserve what you saw. This has more dimension. And still I didn't mention the high tech. What really caught me off is that if my sound system was like in the corner of the room, that's the best place to put my speakers. But my like this is the best place to put my speaker. So mainly you have to sit in the middle to experience right and left. The guy blew me away when he said you can sit anywhere and you can direct the speakers, not by angular. Just you have to explain more about it, because I don't know how. You know what I'm talking about, yeah? This feature. I was blown away. I was blown away. That speaker, even if the speaker is standing straight, you can direct the volume to some sort of an angle, so it goes right away and you hear both balanced sounds, and the speaker will still look the same position. That was out of the world. That was fantastic. Wow. It was absolutely one of a kind experience to go through. We did some pop, we did some R&B, we did some funk, we did some Japanese jazz. So we tried to experience it all. And the dimension of the voice, the sound pick you get out of the speaker is just amazing. And especially to the home cinema system. The home cinema system was like, I felt I'm part of the movie. I felt like I'm acting with them. I'm sitting inside the screen. So the speakers are surrounding, the whole thing was just blown away. It was absolutely a goal. Now I have something in my bucket list. So let's see when I can accomplish.
Well, 100%. And I mean, obviously, you know, we've never met. We've never really spoken before. I had no idea of the experience that you're going to have there. And I think coming back to your earlier points, for someone who is very visceral and really in touch with his senses. That sort of feedback is quite extraordinary, and it's no, that's a wonderful feedback. And I think again, anyone visiting the UAE, if they're really into music and really into movies and things, is this somewhere that you'd recommend that they should also go and visit?
If they are into music and film and stuff, I would say music and coffee. If you say music and coffee, I think you're talking about Things, my store, which will open soon in Abu Dhabi, just right behind Abu Dhabi airport. So it's a prime, fantastic location, fully equipped and all. So the store I'm sitting, as I mentioned earlier, it's called Things, and it's a concept store where we serve visual experiences. We do espresso experience, we do filter coffee experience, we do sunglasses. We have three lines of eyewear, so ready to wear, vintage, and bespoke. We do bespoke, so you can come and design your own, or we can design something for you. And then for sure we have a fantastic kitchen and pastry. And then last but not least, the big boys is speakers and music section we do have. So we sell vinyl, so it's like a daily lifestyle. You can hop in, you can see, record music and stuff. Yeah,
I think that's fabulous, and maybe watch this space. Maybe there could be a collaboration between you and maybe Steinway as well, as experiencing things.
Why not? The whole idea behind Things is collaboration and visual identities. So I would love to, and it's to connect people throughout other communities, because sometimes we love the hobbies we do and we get deeply attached to our community that we forget there are a lot of big communities outside might be matching our own vibe as well. So this is what I do. I believe in exposure and exposing yourself, what you do to people. And I gained when I did the collaboration with the guy who make sunglasses. So when I did the collaboration, we made a nice coffee stand. We served coffee. We did a fantastic event and coffee and sunglasses experience. I gained a lot of his audience, and he gained a lot of my audience. They both didn't know that they have interest this much into coffee until they met me, because they didn't have a right person to describe or explain or to give them such an experience, starting from green beans, roasting and stuff. And then again, the coffee audience of mine, when they approached, they saw the hardcore work and craftsmanship happens behind every pair, from the cutting, from taking the measurement of your face. So exposure, I believe in exposure. I believe in exchanging knowledge and working and collaborations. And for sure, I would love to do something with Steinwah. Why not?
Sulaiman, it's been such a pleasure learning from you, learning more about you, finding more behind the man behind the frames.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine. I'm very happy to have some time chatting with you.
And as far as I'm concerned, to me, you're not only the coffee guru, you are the world's coffee celebrity. And I think anyone who follows you on Instagram, it's such a pleasure to watch your Instagram. It gives so much sukoon, so much, just makes you feel warm and smile and hope. There's a lot of awful tragedies in what's happened in Turkey and Syria, and so many negative things happening to people in the world. That you need champions for hope, champions for humanity, and people that are welcoming and bring a smile to to the rest of the world. And I believe you're one of these people.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it'd be wonderful if you're coming to London, if you're coming to the UK. I'd love to host you. Are there any plans for Sulaiman to visit the UK in the next few months or next year?
I do fly to London frequently. Yeah, I do fly. I've been there like 3 times around it. I really love the winter garden happens in Hyde Park, because I love randomness, and this is what I experienced there: randomness. When you just jump, see food, pizza, people drinking, people partying, clubbing. Here you get techno, and the other side you get jazz. It's just super random, and this is my way. I love it. That's like one of the best things to experience. I always add it to my tour, and I make sure to stop by during Christmas and
Oh,
New Year.
wonderful. Well, look, when you're coming to London next, please let me know, and
Sure,
I'd love to meet you in
sure,
person. And inshallah,
sure.
if I come to Abu Dhabi, you're the first person I'm coming to visit.
Gonna be my pleasure. You are whoever else also coming from your side or coming from over watching the podcast, mostly welcome.
Well, we wish you all the very best in your new business venture. You'll
Thank
get
you so much.
a lot of international love and support, and you know, I think you're going to be a tremendous success. And we're looking forward to seeing what Sulaiman comes up with very soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was a wonderful time speaking with you, and really thank you so much for the Steinwah experience. It was fantastic, unforgettable, and I cannot wait to the time when I will have them back, when I'll make a video and they're in my bag. So
and then you, inshallah, we make dua. Look, you met Hans Zimmer, so this is next.
Yeah. It was a pleasure.
Take care.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. See you. Bye-bye.